You know, as a kid, I used to watch my grandma use an old blood pressure monitor, and I remember thinking that this is an old people thing. But it's not. Everyone is stressed, and tragically, not everyone has a cat to calm them. Meow. That is why I've agreed to test the Oxiline Pressure XS Pro device. Well, that, and because it's also FDA cleared, but in this Oxiline Pressure XS Pro review, I'm gonna unbox it, test it, and hopefully help you decide if it's worth your money. Now, before we get into the video, I've got a special deal on Oxiline for you. So if you want to check out this blood pressure heart monitor for yourself, just use the link in the description or scan this QR code on screen. Okay, so let's crack this open and see what you actually get. First up is, of course, the actual Pressure XS Pro itself, and I'd say right away, this is a premium looking and feeling product, but more importantly, it does not feel flimsy. This is heavy. Heavy means reliable. This is a solid, sturdy feeling device, like it is meant to be used regularly and will probably last as long as your grandma. It is not something you're expecting to be tossed in a drawer and forgotten about after a week. On board, this can store up to 200 readings per profile, and you get 2 profiles, so that is up to 400 readings right on the device. Now, these readings include the measurements of pressure from 0 to 300 mmHg and pulse from 40 to 180 BPM. The screen is a 4.7-inch crystal OLED, and it is nice and clear. Look at this. Beautiful. Once you've done a test, you can see your systolic and dystolic numbers, pulse, plus indicators for irregular heartbeat, movement, and whether the cuff is wrapped correctly, and yes, it also connects over Bluetooth. In the box, you also get a handy dandy carrying bag, which is honestly great if you travel or you just don't want this thing lying around gathering dust. It comes with the required 4 AAA batteries, for which, thank you, because I really did not want to unexpectedly battery side quest today. And also the standard arm cuff for circumferences apparently from 8.6 to 16.5 inches. And there's an XL cuff option as well that goes up to 18.9 inches on the site for additional cost, plus the user manual which explains the indicators and how to use the monitor properly. So what exactly makes the Oxiline Pressure XS Pro stand out from the pile of blood pressure monitors that are out there online? Oxiline makes a big deal out of its Vibra TX sensor, which is basically its own branded system for detecting arterial vibrations during a reading. The main idea here is better consistency, so your readings feel more reliable from one check to the next. It's not some totally new method of measuring blood pressure, it still works like the standard home monitor, but Oxiline clearly positions itself as one of the key reasons the XS Pro is supposed to be more accurate. Then there's the Oxiline app, and honestly, this is one of the most useful parts of the whole setup. You can store unlimited results, track your blood pressure trends over time, and export your readings as PDF or CSV files, if you want to share them with your doctor or something. And it also works with Apple Health and Android Health Connect. This design helps me to keep everything organized long term. You've also got FDA clearance, which is definitely something I like seeing on a health device like this. And then there are the reviews. A lot of people say their readings line up pretty closely with what they get at the doctor's office, and across the product page, stores, and review platforms, the overall feedback does lean pretty positive. Now, obviously, I am never going to treat internet reviews like gospel, but when you see the same kind of feedback repeating, it does add a bit of confidence. So far, this is looking like a pretty polished setup, and if you're already thinking the Oxiline Pressure XS Pro might be worth a closer look, there is a special deal waiting for you through the link in the description or through this QR code. Oxiline throws in free shipping, a lifetime warranty, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and its HSA FSA eligibility. Alright, now for the meat of the matter. It's important to understand that even a good blood pressure monitor can give you messy results if you use it like a maniac. Before taking a reading, you want to keep things boring on purpose. Don't smoke, drink caffeine, or work out within 30 minutes beforehand. Then sit down properly. Back supported, feet flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, and your arms resting on a table at about heart level. The cuff should sit just above the bend of your elbow, and make sure that there's no clothing getting in the way. Like so. Once the cuff is on, you just hit start and let the monitor do its thing. The pump is fully automatic, which I appreciate because this is very much a strap it on, sit still, and let the robot stuff handle its situation. For the most accurate result, it's best to take 3 readings in a row since the device can give you a 3 measurement average. And in my case, The process is pretty painless. The cuff definitely tightens, which I can feel right now, obviously, but it's not uncomfortable like some of the doctor office machines that feel like they're trying to humble your personality. Each reading should take about 30 to 45 seconds, and the on-screen indicators are actually useful for catching stuff like movement or bad cuff placement. And if you're tracking regularly, doing it at the same time each day and using the same profile just makes the data a lot more useful. So after using the Oxiline Pressure XS Pro, I'd say it stands out less because it gives you one reading, and more because it helps you track your blood pressure trends over time. The setup is simple, the daily use is straightforward, and in my testing the numbers I got felt pretty consistent with the kind of readings I usually see at routine doctor visits. This makes the most sense if you want to monitor your blood pressure and pulse long term, if you're on medication and need to keep a closer eye on things, or if you just care a lot about getting readings that feel reliable and easy to track. If you want more health tech reviews like this one, check out the other videos on the Cool Tech Zone channel. And if you're wondering, say, what's the best blood pressure for older adults, the manual has you covered with all the answers. Or if there's another health device you want me to review, please drop it in the comments.